Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and if you watch the show on a regular basis, you know we have an obsession with food. Well, today's no different. It's a New Day Food Fest, and over the next hour, we'll grab bites all over Northeast Ohio. So our journey begins in Worcester with Old World pastries and more.
Hi! Pastry and Coffee Shop is a small town coffee and pastry shop. It is a dream realized. It's what I've always wanted to do is bake, and when it became available, the moment I walked in, it was everything I wanted to have and do. And I worked in the corporate world for a long time, and moving to this was really scary, but now that I'm here, it's really what I needed to be doing. We are known for our coffee flights and our Hungarian pastries. I make many of them myself. We also have another baker in the Cleveland area who is Hungarian, and he helps me with breads and strudels and things because they're quite difficult to make. We usually always have a variety of strudels and baklava and kifli and things like that available every day. We also have authentic Hungarian torts. We have a dobos tort, which is one of the most popular. It's 7 layers of cake and chocolate buttercream with a caramelized sugar on top. The coffee flights are new. We've been surprisingly overwhelmed with the attention that they've been getting. There's a mocha flight, which are all chocolate based. And then we also have a variety flight, which is latte based or just less sweet, more espresso options. And then our fall flight is pumpkin and praline and maple and all the wonderful flavors that we associate with fall. We're also doing a cheesecake flight and some avocado toast, so just adding a few new things to the menu. A cheesecake flight is a variety of cheesecakes on one board, and they're small sizes so you can try them all. But we have lemon, cherry, and Oreo. And then the 4th cup on the board is a coffee drink of your choice. The best part about my day is that I enjoy coming to work every day, and I love my job and I love what I do every day.
Tulipan Pastry and Coffee Shop is on Market Street in Worcester, and just keep an eye on social media for all their daily specials and other offerings. You'll also find a variety of flavors from around the world in Burton. Let's see what's cooking at Fat Daddy.
Fat Daddy is it's a global cuisine concept. We wanted to bring food to the area that we normally would drive to Cleveland or out of state for. I was lucky enough to spend some time in Europe, so I've been able to see a lot of Middle Eastern cultures that kind of got integrated into like German culture, Jewish food, anything you can think of that's global. Pho is a Vietnamese soup, basically. The fun of it is that you normally would get the meat part of it, which is usually a ribeye, which comes on the side, along with your seasonings, usually being the like Thai basil, lime, sriracha, hoisin, and you can kind of build the soup yourself. And the meat, it usually is raw when it's served and cooks inside of the soup. The doner is German fusion kind of thing that you'd see in Germany. In Germany, the doner is, a lot of people would call it a gyro. It's basically lamb and steak with a lot of Middle Eastern spices. We try and do it the right way. Fried chicken, I know a lot of people probably think it's pretty generic for the most part, but there's a lot of love that goes into it. You know, we brine it. The brine acts as somewhat of a cooking agent and a way to season it too. And then we also broast it too, which is a pressure cooker. Through my pizza travails, I'm a big pizza guy, I discovered Detroit style pizza. It basically fries inside of the pan. poached pear salad. It's a fried goat cheese puck that we make ourselves. And the lettuce is made by a local company, Great Lakes Growers. We make all our own dressings too. It's our take on a chocolate martini, so it's got a little bit of a twist to it. The wine glass looking drink was the summer sangria. And the last drink is we call it a Cool Badger. The Badgers is the local sports team, and it's made with Empress Gin, which is a purple gin. Purple is the predominant school color. That cookie, the actual cookie, is made by a cookie company from Chardon, but the ice cream is made in Southern Ohio. That's it's called Lake Erie Salt Mine. And I've been guilty of eating it late night myself a lot. We really struggled with a name. And my wife one day, she called me and she said, I think I got it. You know, I'm not the slimmest guy in the world, so my kids would always call me Fat Daddy. And she said, well, that's perfect, why don't you do that? As soon as she said, I was like, that's it. I wanted something that was a little more fun, less serious. I wanted you to be able to feel like you could come to a fancier kind of restaurant and bring your kids there. So to be able to open up this restaurant in my hometown, to be so visible right in the middle of town, it was a really, really big deal for me.
Fat Daddy of Burton is on West Park Street, right near the center of town. Still to come, a place to gather at Gordon Square. Natalie takes you on the grand tour.
Driving through Gordon Square, need a place for maybe a market and lunch? Well, look no further than Astoria here on Detroit. I have Tom, the cheesemonger, joining us this morning. This place is spectacular.
Well, thank you.
And I love that, you know, when you first walk in, you walk into this incredible market space. And then you have the cafe. So for you, when people come in, I mean, the dual aspect of this, I mean, it's got to be something that people just love.
Well, so what we want to do is tease people. So when you walk into our market, you're going to see the cheese case, which is right here behind us. And then right off camera, we have the wine selection. So we're going to tease you with what we have on the menu here. And then what's best is our staff is here to kind of guide you through an experience. We always are running about 4 cheese boards and 4 charcuterie boards at a time, where you can mix and match and kind of get a different experience right here. But we also have stuff to tantalize you on your way out and make sure you go home with something as well.
Exactly, right? You can't leave without something. Speaking of, you have 2 beautiful displays here for us.
Absolutely.
This is something that we could order while we're here.
Absolutely. The servers are going to guide you to a certain experience, and then my staff's going to come out right by the table and go through every meat and every cheese, tell you where it comes from, how it's made, and sort of what to eat and pair it with. And so that's sort of the experience we're kind of doing here at Astoria.
And then this looks like it's something that when we're on the way out,
well, brown season is right here, and so it's time for some game day stuff. So you know the guys like some pickles and mustard, some spicy cheeses, some smoky cheeses, and then we've got a Cotswold, which is a double Gloucester from England that has some chive and onion in it as well.
It looks amazing. And again, you walk through the little market space, you can do a little shopping either before or after.
Absolutely.
And then you go get some good food while you're sitting here. On top of the cheese boards, I know they have more. And one of my favorite things is involved. I'm going to go find Chef Corey, if that's okay.
You go, Natalie.
I really don't want to leave you because I really want to stay with the cheese, but trust me, this is just as exciting what's happening over here. Well, clearly he came prepared for me. He knew I was going to be here because these are quite possibly my favorite grape leaves I've ever tasted and one of the best things on your menu.
Oh, I love hearing that. It's very kind of you to say.
They're
very kind.
so good. So what, the vibe with the food that you're creating here, what would you say is really the vibe?
The vibe is, it's a Mediterranean thing, but we're keeping it very simple. You know, we're really focusing on the quality of product and enhancing the flavors there.
So the grape leaves, I don't know what it is about. They're cold, first of all, and they're delicious, but they're soft. Sometimes with grape leaves, you gotta get it right, and I feel like not everyone can do it. Can you reveal any secrets?
Absolutely.
Okay.
One of the biggest things when you're making dolmades or stuffed grape leaves is you want to use fresh ingredients.
Who is this that we have walking up right now?
Real quick.
This is totally unexpected. Hello. Is this the master behind the grape leaves?
This is the master behind the grape leaves. This is our Greek island boy, Yanni.
You have the best grape leaves I've ever tasted. They're delicious. And So this is how it's all done? He
What
brought
a surprise. Yes, this is his job. When he comes in the morning, he just sits back there and hand rolls everything.
Wow.
You know, for a few hours every day, and just, you know, we keep them fresh every day. We stock our market daily, so this is the man behind everything.
This is spectacular.
Rolling our grape leaves. It's
What a
beautiful.
surprise.
It's a pleasure.
I want to hit on the meat too real quick if we can. So this is, I mean, it's gorgeous meat.
This is our Iberico de Bolota. This is the black Iberian pig of Spain, which is a world-renowned animal. Very, very important. From being, you know, the focus of generationally bred animals, it's pork product, and it's phenomenal.
And that's the finished product?
So this is the finished product that we do, just a nice little small plate with a tabbouleh and some creme fraiche.
This is
a beautiful small plate.
And of course, you always have the wines to go.
And the wine to go with it, yes.
So
absolutely.
What I'm gathering is quality and tradition and incredible food.
Yes.
That's what you get when you come here.
Absolutely.
I love it. I'm going to have Mr. Yanni come on at some point and make grape leaves with me.
Oh, please do. He would love to.
I'll make it now.
He's going to make it now. I'm going to do a whole new segment right now. Thank you so much for having us in here today. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I got to try a grape leaf. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Can't wrap this up without trying one because I'm telling you, it's delicious. Just as I remembered. So good.
It is flavors you know and love presented in different ways. That's right, we're headed to Parma to feast at Twisted Taino.
Twisted Taino actually is, the word Taino is the name of the natives of the Caribbean. Twisted, of course, is just a modern take on traditional flavors from the Caribbean and Latin America as they populated part of Colombia, Venezuela, and even Mexico. We serve a little bit of everything, including mofongos, empanadas, tacos, pretty much whatever you think that represents the Caribbean, we have it. I'm Puerto Rican. I learned from my mom, my grandma, and pretty much all the roots out of the whole culture that we have. But then I met my wife. She's Mexican, and we definitely, I mean, she cooks very good Colombian food as well. So tasting different ingredients from these countries showed me that I can use them towards my cuisine and come up with something new. So definitely you'll be very familiar with the flavors, however, it's a completely new dish. Our menu is very diverse, yet it has a lot of the strong bases in Puerto Rico. But you will find tacos, you will find quesadillas, but of course you will get the mofongo, trifongo, bifongo. Some of the very known dishes in Puerto Rico that usually don't find in the mom and pops in here in Cleveland. Mofongo, it's mashed plantains with garlic, oil. We actually mash it to make it more like a base, you know, for saucy meat. So we actually here we stuff it with different type of meats. We stuff it with the pork roast or the Creole chicken or the birria, steak. I mean, whatever you want to fill it up, we actually stuff with it. We also have Cubans, very popular in here. Jibra ball, which is the rice with the meat and the tostones. So definitely a very diverse menu that everybody could enjoy. The frappes are another item that you find a lot in Puerto Rico. Nothing like what you can find in some of the fast food chains that offer more like a coffee drink. Ours is a candy-based drink, you know, more like a milkshake, but we top it up with like, you know, a whole bunch of cakes and cookies. Our staff is very helpful with everybody that comes in here. They always find something that is familiar, like the tacos, empanadas, the Cuban. But once they start looking into the mofongo or other dishes, you know, we can definitely walk them through and explain step by step how they're made, what are the ingredients. We do have vegan and vegetarian options as well, usually that you barely find in the Puerto Rican cuisine, but definitely are available. The restaurant itself, it was a vision that my wife and I had for about 7 years now. And we always said, when I have my restaurant, when we have the restaurant. And we actually, now that we are here, we look back and like, oh my God, you know, it's a blessing. We work very hard, and we're still working very hard, but it's definitely very rewarding.
Twisted Taino is located on Pearl Road in Parma. Still ahead, what's popping in Summit County, the new home of a longtime favorite. I've been threatening to come here for over 20 years. I'm telling you, we're in Mayfield Heights, we're at Ferrara's, we're with John Ferrara. And first time I came here, you weren't even here, were you?
No.
Yeah,
no.
This is one of those things, it's a family business. How long have you guys been doing this?
Since 1959.
1959. It's
Yep.
what do you call it, grocery store?
Grocery, specialty grocery.
Italian
Deli.
grocery store.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
I love it. So just a few minutes ago, he was in there pulling out some delicious bread. And I tell you, I think the bread might be the backbone of the place, or am I wrong?
Absolutely, made every day.
Made every day.
morning. Yep.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff. So let's show you around just a little bit to show you what's going on. I know we got aisles and aisles of great Italian stuff. In this aisle here, we got a whole bunch of your sauce, right?
Yep. Pizza sauce, pasta sauce, Italian dressing.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it, I love it. And here, this is really wild. You have these pizzas all the time. Is that a Sicilian style pizza?
Old-fashioned style pizza with Parmesan cheese.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you put those up at the counter and people sort of like, they bought all their
Yes.
stuff, they go out and they're going to grab one of those on the way
That
out.
their grandmother used to make.
Like their grandmother
Yep,
used to
yep.
make. So this is where you start to see some stuff really happening. So you got a bunch of rolls here. This is for what? For people to take home, right?
Yeah, you go home, makes their sandwiches, pasta, dip it in the sauce,
Love it. So all kinds of cheese
cookies.
So,
Got to have the cookies with the coffee.
so when you look at the olives here,
Olives.
So what are the most important olives back there? What are the ones you like?
I like the mix. I like everything in there.
Yeah.
Cauliflower, the peppers. It's great.
You know what I like? I like the price. $8.99 a pound.
How you gonna beat it, right?
You can't beat that. So we got all this crazy pasta, and if you're gonna make something with clams,
Yep.
you got enough clams there, huh?
Absolutely.
So there you go. We got the pasta, we got that, but here we come to the meat of the
And
whole meat of the deal, right?
Don't trust a skinny cook either, right?
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna deal with that. Hey, so we got a tray ready to go.
Yep. Little small party trays. Do a lot of party trays. We're making homemade dried sausage here.
Homemade.
Homemade dried sausage we make.
Hey, I have to tell the folks at home, think about this Italian sausage here. If you like hot Italian sausage, this is hot Italian sausage.
Hot. Oh yeah.
That-
Vince has big hands. Throws a lot of pepper in there.
Yeah, that is great. And then they have the mild, if you like the mild, all
Yeah.
different kinds of cheeses, some more olives and that sort of thing.
Yep.
But here's one of the things you can't leave this store without. You can't leave the store without one of these.
Nice
I'll
cannolis.
I'll come in here and buy a sandwich or two. And he says, wait, you can't leave. And I said, no, stop giving me stuff. He'll chase me out to my car to give me a cannoli.
Absolutely.
Isn't
Gotta
that
have a
crazy?
cannoli.
You know who used to do that? Was
Huh.
it your grandpa?
Yes.
Your grandpa used to work over there. So your grandpa was over there. That's the first guy I met. He was here, what, 62, 63 years
Yep.
ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
And then Chick's
Great.
over there. How long has he been
Chicks
here?
from the beginning.
Yeah?
Yep.
And your aunt?
Aunt Tootsie's up front. Yep.
So do you have any trouble with labor here?
No trouble. No trouble.
No arguments at all.
I'm working on my daughters.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this sandwich. This sandwich is so good.
Yep.
This sandwich is so good that when we had Ryan, which was like 27 years ago, my wife delivered Ryan. She says, I got to have one of the sandwiches from Ferrara's. I came down here and your grandpa made one for me.
Absolutely.
I took it back to the hospital. You buy these sandwiches on Friday, put them in the refrigerator, they're still good on Sunday. Why is that?
Because they're the best.
They're the best. Who
Yeah.
says they're the best?
You?
No, I think there was a magazine or newspaper article too, right?
It was just in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this guy's a little shy. You got to bring him out. He's good looking and he's shy. Hey, so when you put this sandwich together, what all goes in the sandwich?
We do any kind of deli meats you want.
What's the standard one? When I come in
We
here
do
and say,
our house Italian sub.
that's the one I love.
Yep. It's got ham, salami, gabagool, provolone, and gotta have peppers.
That's what you always say.
Yep.
What peppers you want? You want the sweet ones or the hot ones?
Either one. I like to mix them.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So it's Ferrara's. We're on Mayfield Road, right on the corner of Lyndhurst and Mayfield Heights. It's easy to find. They're closed on Sunday.
Goes on Sunday.
It's a great place.
Yep. Open 8 to 4,
How you
Monday
s-
through
How
Saturday.
do you say thank you in Italian?
Tante grazie.
Tante grazie. Okay, how about a snack, folks? Cotton candy, freshly popped popcorn, something sweet to sip on. You'll find it all in Cuyahoga Falls at the Gourmet Popper.
The Gourmet Popper is a popcorn shop, basically, and a snack shop. So we originated at Chapel Hill Mall just with 5 flavors of popcorn, some drinks, and maybe some nachos, and now we have upgraded and we've added new food options, more drinks, desserts. So now we are the Gourmet Popper Cafe. Actually, it started with my mom and her husband 16 years ago. She had retired from her job at Sears for 27 years and decided to open a popcorn stand, which didn't surprise me because we had always made popcorn growing up as a kid. And my mom is just a huge popcorn fanatic.
Who doesn't like popcorn? I grew up on popcorn. That was the snack, probably the only snack that we really ever had, and it was always on Sunday night, and it was always during a special TV show. It just reminds you of home, family. Everybody loves popcorn.
Right now we are doing 5 flavors of popcorn. So we have like the movie theater buttery, which everybody loves. We pop that daily fresh every day. The caramel corn, caramel with peanuts, cheese, the yellow cheese, and then the white cheddar. And then we can mix any of them. Our popcorn's great because we try to make it as natural as possible, especially our caramel corn. We keep it to the old-fashioned, you know, real brown sugar, real butter, and I think that's why we have a good following because people just love it. And same with the cheese, you know, it's made with real cheese. We've got to melt it, shake it on there, and when it's done, it's wet, and we let it dry.
Everybody has their own favorite. The caramel peanut is a big seller. The buttery is the big seller. You know, they're really just all very good. I think that once they taste it, they come back.
We have these wonderful homemade pepperoni rolls that we offer, soft pretzels with the cheese or cinnamon, which people love. Nachos and cheese. We have a cute little cheese snack tray that comes with grapes and pepperoni and crackers. Ices are really popular. I mean, it's amazing. Even in the winter, people will come off that ice rink and come in and get an icy instead of a hot chocolate. It's amazing. That's a huge hit all year round. And our cotton candy, that's another one. We have such a good time. It's kind of like working a concession stand. We have a lot of customers that we know personally, so it's a lot of fun when they come in, and we just have a really good time.
It's just fun to serve the community. I've lived in Cuyahoga Falls. All my children grew up in Cuyahoga Falls, went to Cuyahoga Falls schools. It's just good to be here in the community.
The Gourmet Popper is located on Front Street, and that is in Cuyahoga Falls. The Food Fest continues, folks. Up next, a modern-day market. Welcome back to our New Day Cleveland Food Fest, and our next stop is in Shaker Heights. It's a market, a cafe, and a bar all in one. Check it out, Picnic Hill.
Our whole idea was to create a community hub, and that was what we've been trying to do here at Picnic Hill. We try to do things that would make people linger, that would be a part of the community. You know, we have prepared foods, we have salads and soups that you can grab and go. We have lunch boxes that are really popular with like the construction workers and landscapers and teachers around here. We have a bar. We do trivia nights on Thursday, live music on Saturday nights. I do a lot of the cooking. I have a staff, I have a kitchen manager, Kareem. And the majority of these recipes come from either two places. The chef at West Point Market, Carol Moore, became a really good friend of ours in the process of opening this. So a lot of these recipes are hers, like it's her chicken salad and her tuna salad. And then the rest of the recipes came from my grandmother. Every day we have a roast chicken, we have salmon, we have crab cakes, and then we try to have 3 or 4 different vegetables. And today we have green beans, a mixed vegetable of like carrots and broccoli and cauliflower, and roasted asparagus. But we try to always have a fish and a chicken option in the case. And then in the grab and go case, we always have a Cobb salad, a chopped salad, a farro salad, we have a shrimp chowder, and then we have our lunch boxes, which change every week. So this week they're corned beef and Swiss, ham and cheese, chicken salad wraps and tuna salad wraps. We have a great craft cocktail program. We are very much into 50s and 40s cocktails. We have our own version of an amaretto sour that's really popular. Our bar manager, Danielle, is always creating new cocktails. So we have a set cocktail list, and then every night there will be cocktail specials. The idea was that we would be the place that you would stop, grab a bottle of wine, maybe grab a hostess gift, and go to where you're going. So we have like gourmet spices and olives and cheese and olive oils, and we have a pretty huge wine section. We try to specialize in California and France, mainly because we lived in California. The last year was really difficult for a lot of restaurant business and for businesses in general. But being back in my neighborhood, I have like 47 cousins. We're a big Catholic family. And then everybody I went to high school with, and everybody I went to college with, it was really great to have that support system. I think it's probably the only reason we made it through the last year. I think you should come, one, because I think we have amazing food. Two, I think it's an amazing atmosphere. And three, I think you'll enjoy meeting and hanging out and being a part of the community.
Picnic Hill is located in Shaker Heights, right on Fairmont Circle, and social media is the best way to find out which local band is playing on Saturday nights, as well as which charity the cafe is supporting that month. Okay, how about something sweet, folks? Check out the Mockingbird Bakery in Kent.
Mockingbird Bakery is kind of a collaboration between Cassie and I. We like making stuff from scratch with good quality ingredients and just bringing joy to people through our baking. Cassie and I worked together at another bakery. Even with her degree and tons of experience, because she's in a wheelchair, she had a hard time finding a job, and I worked with her. She's awesome. I know how she works. It was just kind of ridiculous that nobody would give her a chance, and so we ended up pulling together, and Mockingbird Bakery came about just kind of based in the idea of equality.
Here at the Mockingbird Bakery, we like to try and have a big variety for people to choose from. So we do cupcakes, cookies, chocolate bark. We even do cannolis, which people seem to really like. Brownies, you name it, we'll do it. We make gourmet-sized cupcakes. Go big or go home. We try to do a variety of different flavors with those. Of course, the classics, chocolate, vanilla. We do lemon, strawberry. My personal favorite is our mocha chiffon, which is just a coffee-flavored cake with a little bit of mocha buttercream and topped with some whipped cream and a little cookie stick.
I have been a decorator for over a decade. I love making beautiful pastries. Cassie has a pastry arts degree, and she's kind of traveled the world studying different areas of baking.
For macarons, we have a friend who comes in to make those for us, and I've never tasted macarons as good as hers before. We do a huge variety of flavors with those, anywhere from s'mores to different types of wines or champagnes. We definitely do cakes, birthday cakes, graduation cakes. We specialize in wedding cakes. We get our cake pops from a business called Daisy Cakes. And we also like to support another friend of ours who specializes in cutout cookies and decorated cookies, and she just does an amazing job.
Cassie does the baking for the most part, and she does all the cakes. Fillings, we both share that responsibility, make the icings from scratch. I do the decorating. It's a really big team effort. The name, I originally thought of it because I'm a big fan of the show The Munsters, and they live on Mockingbird Lane. But then To Kill a Mockingbird was also a really pivotal book in my childhood.
We want to make sure that everybody deserves a sweet treat here and there, so we definitely make sure to offer gluten-free items. We have cupcakes and cookies and like the chocolate barks. We want to make sure that we have vegan options as well. And again, we do vegan cupcakes, vegan cookies.
We get calls a lot, just people thanking us, and that just makes our day. It's all worth it when you hear that somebody really appreciated and enjoyed and loved something that you spent a lot of time on. It's really nice to come into work every day and do something that you love.
Mockingbird Bakery is located on Cherry Street in Kent. When we return, fine dining in downtown Cleveland. Natalie is in the kitchen learning the chef's secrets.
Well, I must say welcome to the hottest new restaurant here in downtown Cleveland. We are at Acqua di Luca. I have my chef coat on, but don't worry, I'm not going to be doing any of the cooking. This guy is Chef Luca joining us today. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you to be here.
It is a pleasure to be here. And I say this is the hottest new restaurant in town, but you know this guy from other restaurants. You have 3 locations now.
It's third location, yes.
So you started off with your baby in the Viaduct.
Viaduct, Westlake, Luca West, and Acqua di Luca.
But this was always your passion. This is kind of where you wanted things to begin.
This is my dream. I mean,
seafood it is.
It is.
I am going to let you get right into some of the delicious food that you make here. What are you whipping up for us today?
I'm going to make 3 cheese tortellini.
Okay.
It's stuffed with 3 cheeses, Pecorino Romano, Parmesan, Salvio cheese. Just toss it in water.
So I find it interesting too, you have such a knack for great Italian food. But I come to find you're not Italian, but you lived in Italy for quite some time.
I'm Albanian, and I cook very good. My dishes are
when you live in a country for a long time, you really grow to learn the dishes and know what's authentic.
Yes. I mean, everywhere you go in Italy, every city you go with different dishes. And I try to pick from everyone, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there.
So did they teach you at all, or is this something I've made up as I grab this? Can you cook with a glass of wine? Or is that just something I've created on my own?
Oh, you can tell.
Can you cook with a glass of wine in hand?
As wine, yeah, you can do it. I'm going to start with aglio olio. Always I use garlic.
I love a lot of garlic.
Little pepper, salt, that's that. Little herbs. I use champagne for this dish. It's African cold lobster. I'm going to leave it there for a couple of minutes. It's in grill.
Now, what's your favorite seafood dish?
I mean, I like lobster, I like fish, I like sea bass, I like grouper, I like seafood.
So based on what I know the menu looks like, you really have added a lot of your favorites.
Still I'm working. This is going to be new dish and menu. This one
so we're getting a preview.
It's not menu.
Okay.
This I'm making. Still I have to put some more dishes in menu. I'm not done yet. I mean.
Oh, of course he's not. The man's never done. We know this.
And this one I put some touch red sauce, Parmesan cheese, because the pasta has 3 kind of cheese on it. This pasta, you don't find it in many places. I have in my people.
He has his people, okay?
No people, but companies. It's the companies who make it.
I know, I just have to give you a hard time. I feel like a king, maybe I should say queen, on my throne right now. As I have, look at this feast in front of me. So this was the dish I was back there with you making. Yeah. What was this one?
That's a fresh lobster, as a Chitara pasta, Pinot Grigio, aglio olio, and garlic.
So this one's on the menu currently.
That's in menu. This is coming in menu.
We're giving you an exclusive look at a brand new option that I think that would be the first thing I'll gravitate towards. It looks so good. And then he brought out my favorite appetizer that you have on the menu.
The tuna, the honeycomb tuna.
It is spectacular. Let me tell you. I don't know where to begin, and I appreciate. Can I just dig in and just try one? I'm going to go with the ravioli. But they're not ravioli. This is tortellini.
Tortellini stuffed with 3 cheese.
And I claim to be Italian.
That's all right.
It's amazing. How do I say it's amazing again? I should know this.
Buono.
Buono. Muy buono. Do you say muy buono? It's so good. Thank you so much for having us. It's been wonderful. And if you do want to come and check them out, they're very easy to find right on the corner of St. Clair and West 6th. I'm telling you, you will be so happy that you've made the stop here. And then you'll be coming back time and time again. Can I keep digging in? I'll
Go
share.
for it. Go
I'll
for
share.
it. Go for it.
No, you need to eat with me. Let's go. Let's do this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Our next stop is a family-owned business in Middlefield. Take a look.
Ferroni's Allegro is a coffee shop in Middlefield, Ohio that's family run. My sister Becky, she had an inspiration 8 years ago that she wanted to be involved in the community, and she had a heart for people, so she started the coffee shop with my mom. And they really put their hearts into it, and they were passionate about it, and it became my sister and I's after the years, and now we are kind of sharing that same passion for the community. We have about 40 different flavors that you can add to iced coffees. You can add to blended mochas, which is a milkshake with espresso added, so it has an extra kick. And we have lattes and macchiatos. So we have a barista's choice, and when anybody orders that, we get really excited because then we get to create our own. So we have all the syrups lined up there, and we have the Obsession, which is actually created by a hairstylist in town. It's toasted marshmallow and tiramisu, and that's in a blended mocha. It's always fun when people ask, oh, what's your favorite? It's like, oh. We have about 12 different flavors that you choose a boba and you choose the tea, and then we put those together. And we've seen some creative ideas. We have a lot of baked goods to choose from. We have espresso brownies we always keep in the case because they are very popular. A customer gave us the idea a few years ago to start doing them, and they've been very popular since. We have lemon poppy seed. The carrot raisin was my mom's favorite. Yeah, we always keep it stocked with muffins. Oat bars are very popular. This is a bubble waffle. Best described like an inside-out waffle. Like it's not it's rounded, and it's similar to a funnel cake. This one in particular is the classic. It's the strawberry and blueberry with whipped cream. We have powdered sugar, and then we have cinnamon sugar. We have one with Nutella and strawberries, which is my personal favorite. Food-wise, we have a new soup every day, made in the house. We usually have chili. Tortellini Tuesday is a very popular one in town. I think the most popular item is the chicken salad. Again, it's my mom's recipe. It's just a town favorite. It's very exciting, and it's very encouraging to have the regulars come in, and you get to see them every day and really keep up with each of them. And I truly love the town of Middlefield for that reason, because everybody's so personal and loving in this town. And we always treat everyone like family as they're walking in.
Ferroni's Allegro Cafe and Bistro is on State Avenue, and that is in Middlefield. Up next, a taste of Italy, from traditional favorites to imported meats and cheese. Well, here we are at DeStefano's, and John, what are we making here?
We're gonna make some sourdough sponge right now, Dave. Some flour, some yeast, and so you saw the water and the ice we put in there to protect the yeast. So
how long does it take to make this dough?
About 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes. We'll mix it. We'll go through the process. I'll show you the little tricks and stuff that we do.
Great. Hey, so we come into DeStefano's. What time do you open in the morning?
9 o'clock.
You open at 9 o'clock in the morning, but when does this stuff start?
4:30, the party starts.
The party starts.
At 4:30.
And this is just the first thing. So what's he tossing some yeast in
This
now?
is yeast, right?
This is going to be sourdough, you said?
Yes, and then what we're going to do is start it. Real slow, Tim.
Imagine having one of those.
Makes it a lot easier.
Oh my goodness. How'd they do it in the old days?
By hand.
Yeah,
By
this
hand.
is crazy. So this is gonna be sourdough bread. How many different kind of bread do you put out in the store?
We put we put different types, like baguette bread, focaccia, ciabattas we make, calabrese bread, Italian bread, different variety of buns, pepperoni rolls, etc.
Yeah.
Or maybe a third of it or whatever, and then I want a piece of the artichoke.
Sure.
They've been around, I don't know, how many years?
50 years.
50 years they've been here, and this is one of those places when you come in, it feels like it's the same as it was 50 years ago.
Well, I don't want to change it. Why? It's not broken.
It's working. Hey, so what goes on over here with this?
These are the ovens. This is our pizza oven. We're going to be putting a pizza in here. This is a high temperature oven for the pizzas. And then this is our bread oven here. We'll be baking out some bread in a minute.
Okay, that sounds great. So these are the different kinds of bread right here?
Yeah. Calabrese and Italian bread.
Calabrese, huh?
Yes. I went up to Canada back in 1987 to learn how to make this bread. I went up there for a few months, volunteered in a bakery.
That's how you do it.
In other words, I didn't get a nickel for working there.
Yeah.
And I learned, and I brought the culture back to Cleveland.
Well, you get more than a nickel for that now.
A little bit, yes.
Hey, I want to tell a story real quick. So I told someone that's coming to Stefano's over here in Highland Heights, and the guy told me, oh, you got to try the red pizza. The white pizza is great, but the red pizza is it's the best there is. He says, you get a piece of sausage, you put it in the middle, you roll it up, it's heaven.
Heaven, that's it.
Heaven, right?
That's lunch. That's the lunch of champions.
This is the biggest pizza I ever saw.
Yeah, it's a sheet pizza. That's the one that's going to go down to Fox 8. That's going to be for you and all your colleagues.
Yeah, so is this the one the guy was talking about? Like when
It's a focaccia pizza.
When you bake this off, you put the sausage in it?
Yes, you can put anything you want on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do half mozzarella, half Romano cheese. That's the true focaccia pizzas, the Romano cheese, but I'm putting some mozzarella on it because people do love cheese.
Who doesn't love mozzarella?
Correct. And then that's it. We'll put it in the oven.
Gotta make something to put on all that nice bread, huh?
Oh yeah.
Look at these meatballs, they're unbelievable.
Oh yeah, homemade. We hand roll them. About 700 or 800 a week we go through. And they're big sellers, one of our biggest sellers.
Boy, they just smell great too. So all beef, or how do you make it?
Beef, pork, fresh basil, fresh parsley, Romano cheese.
It's beautiful.
Spices, yeah.
Yeah, when you
Old
come
school.
in, you can smell this stuff, and then you see everyone buying all their lunches out there.
Correct.
You're open till what, like 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock, yes.
So you got to remember that. And who's that nice lady that's making all the sandwiches?
It's my sister Tony.
So she's in charge.
Sure.
I'm working on making a 10-person party tray for an order. That's for today, this afternoon. 4 meats, 2 cheeses, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Anything else for you, sir?
My brother manages the back end. I manage all the front. I have my girls here and people here that help me out. Without these people, I wouldn't be able to serve my customers. And that's the first thing that I am really adamant about, is making sure customers are taken care of. So they seem to be happy most of the time.
So the last time I was here was how many years ago?
About 5 or 6.
5 or 6. And the only thing that's changed in this whole place, not the mixer, not the oven, not the delicious bread, not this thing right here.
Brand new Cleveland
You
kettle.
wore out some equipment.
Yeah, I did. The last kettle lasted about 30 years.
30 years.
So.
Well, when we come back in another 10 or 15 years, maybe you'll have something else new in the place.
Absolutely, we'll be here.
But the food will always be the same.
Always.
Good stuff. The Stefano's here in Highland Heights, a corner of
Highland and Bishop.
And there you have it. Thanks a lot, man. Guess what? That wraps up our New Day Cleveland Food Fest. And as always, the list of featured businesses is on fox8.com. If there's someplace you'd like to see, just let us know. Just go to the website and give us that information. For Natalie Herbeck, I'm David Moss, and we'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.